friend, Megan here. Wanted to share a sciatic, lower back and hip massage, exercise, pressure point, and a little bit of stretching. I like to call this series Comfy Couch Yoga because I personally think just a little bit of movement can do so much, and you can do it without any gear, any prep, just from the comfort of your own home. I ironically do not have a couch, so I'm going to use the edge of my bed, but that's actually my place of preference for doing this kind of stuff. So find a comfy spot and let's get started. All right, so let's do a seated position, cross-legged. Alpaca slippers off. Let's start by moving the lower back and forth, back and forth. Again, warming up, loosening up the area. And I'm actually having some back pain right now. What I notice is that when you do body work, it goes from the outside in as it releases. It's almost like brushing your hair, and if you have knots, if you start at the end where there's the exit, it releases a lot easier. And then you can go up higher and higher and get the bigger knots out. So I'm finding my hips and spine are finally releasing, which is great. And I want you to remember that big, slow, circular breath. No end and no beginning. Great. Then we're going to move forward and we're going to go turn, but you can stay put. Arch up. Concave back. Arch up. Concave back. You can feel this in the lower back, the whole way through the spine. Like I've said in other videos, everything is connected, so we might touch on parts that don't seem related, but actually will help it clear. Alright, so we got that nice and warmed up. We're going to go a little deeper in the same position. Now, if you can't sit like this, I forgot to say, it's okay. You can have your feet down on the chair, just whatever is comfortable for you. Alright, so with your feet down or in cross-legged position, you're going to take your nose to your knee, and then to the other one, and back. And you can feel that lower hip, lower back area, right where the sciatic is. So this is a good one. Let's hold, take a deep breath into the lower back and the hip. Other side. Into the lower back and hip. Fantastic. And do some movement again, back and forth. And if you've joined me for other bodywork videos, you can see that I do a lot of shaking out. It releases trapped adrenaline and trapped inflammation, and it feels kind of good. Loosens you up. So I shake. Alright, let's stand up for another second. I don't know why, but I call this one the the monkey, or no, elephant swing. Got my arms down, just like this. And I'm actually letting my head drop. And I'm bending my legs, and I'm kind of bouncing with it. And then bounce a few times in the middle. Nothing sharp. Bouncing in the middle after swinging. Let the head drop farther. You can lean a little bit if you can. And sometimes you can feel a crack through the whole spine, so I just bend a little bit further. And don't ever compare where you are, where I am, or anyone else is, because everybody is different. Every place that it's locked is different, which is why so much of this process, I really want you to notice where your body is. Notice where it's tight. Notice what feels good to you, and feel free to spend more time doing that. So next, I'm going to roll out the hips. So this one, I'm going to roll across and open and back down. So I'm just going to make a big circle with my hip. So you can do this on the edge of your bed, edge of the couch. You'll hear some some cracks and pops. Ooh. And then kick it. other side. And open, 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 kick. Now I'm going to do it the other way where I start outside and I go in. And kick. Out to in. Out to in. Now, a couple different things that you can go a little deeper with that one, I will show you. You can lay down and you can actually stretch the leg out, and that'll open up the hip even wider, but just start with something that's kind of comfortable and get some movement. So I'm gonna lean back, cross over, and out with a straight leg. But feel free to just do circles with a bend. You can hear my pops. Don't be afraid of cracks. They're pretty amazing because they're releasing the gas that's stuck in those joints. It's really been told and kind of beat into us not to crack and not to bounce, but I really like moving stretches. I notice they make them so much more fluid, and with all of the compression that we do, it helps to relax them and open them, because sometimes if we find that stretch and we're still really rigid, it's not actually allowing the muscle and the tendons to open up. All right, so we're gonna do knees to nose again. Rocking back and forth. Rocking back and forth. Good. And the next one we're going to do is a squat. Now, this might be deeply uncomfortable for you, and that is okay. Totally fine. Only go down as far as you can. Feel free to grab something if you want. I do apologize for the light. There's a dark spot down here, but got my legs open. And I let my butt drop, and this one, I actually curve my back and let my head drop, and it helps pull the lower spine down. And you can kind of rock back and forth in this one. Now move nice and slow. I also wanted to add that this stuff is really, really good for pregnancy and the pressure that the lower back takes on. And anybody that's on their feet a lot, or anybody that's in their chair or their car a lot, which is most of us, we tend to have a lot of compression in that lower back. And on another level, it tends to be our support and our self-worth in the lower back. So just if things start to come up during body work, themes in your life, etc., that's why. Alright, so let's rock back and forth again. I get a little repetitive, but I like to go back and forth into these exercises and non-linear, and just kind of feeling if it's a little looser. Good. Shake it out if you want. Yeah. Now we're going to reach and feel this one in that upper, right where the pants hit, upper hip. Feel free to do it with the arm over, getting a stretch under the armpit and upper back too. Or just lean over and feel it. And we'll do the other side. Right in here. Now if you pull, you'll feel a deeper stretch. But only do it to where it's that slight uncomfortable stretching feeling, and then sink in and breathe, opening it up and relaxing it out with the breath. Good. Wiggle the spine all the way down into the hips. So here's another one that's really good for compression. I'm putting my arms like this with my fingers pointing towards my butt, leaning back, and I'm actually going to pull my butt out of my lower back. And you can rock into this one. You can shoulder roll into this one. But it's really about letting the legs and butt pull one direction and pulling the body in the other direction. So you're stretching apart all that compression in the lower back. Another awesome one is to actually get yourself on like a countertop or table and push away and let the butt drop. So if you get a chance to do that throughout the day, it opens up the spine and it lets things sort of loosen naturally. And the other one that's really amazing, and I don't have a door right here, is I put my hands inside the door like this. I hold and I pull back. So we can do this one with our knees, grabbing the knees and pulling back and making the whole spine concave. And again, you can rock a little bit into this one. Stupendous. Let's do another arch up. And back. And back. Now the last one I'm going to do right here on the edge of the bed. When you're laying down to sleep at night, if you remember, it helps to put both legs to one side and lay flat. Let's do it. So I'm pulling my legs in one direction and I'm pulling my body in the other. And so I'm basically like this and then like this. So I'm moving my legs to one side and then I'm moving my legs to the other side, and I'm just laying there and I'm letting it stretch naturally while I can be totally relaxed. So let's move the legs to the other side. Alright friend, well, those were some really basic, very easy moves that you can integrate into what you're doing throughout the day when you're sitting, maybe watching TV, and you want to just get a little bit of movement into the spines. Remember, knee to nose is a good one. Get up and swing. Get into a door and pull yourself back. Anything where you're giving those hips and that lower back some movement to open. I actually do want to add on a couple more pressure points for you that I find really helpful when I'm laying down. So for this, I take my fists and I put them right where my lower back and my butt meet, and I walk them out my butt. So I'm going to put them right here, and I put my knees up, and I rock my knees back and forth as I have my knuckles in that lower back all the way out the hips and the butt. This one is a great self-massage and pressure point that you can do when you're in bed or right now. You can do this one on the couch if you're not a giant like my husband who's 6'5". So, again, moving the knees back and forth and taking my knuckles and I'm walking along the back. Here, 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 here. So you can also sit still and really dig them in and push your back down. But that will help to alleviate a lot of sciatic pain, a lot of back pain. I do want to integrate it into the one with the foot, so I'll link the foot one below, because what people don't know is a lot of the things that release from the sciatic area actually travel down the leg and out the ankles and the feet. So one last one I'll give you is, oh, hear that? I'm pulling my leg towards me and my ankle that way, and I'm rolling them around, and I'm giving my ankle a good stretch. Another way that you can do this one is to put your foot up and roll the ball of the foot into the ground and roll the ankle in a circle. And you can do sort of skier moves, and that helps everything move down the feet and out of the body. The feet and the hands are exit points. They sweat, they release toxins. And if you notice when you're sleeping, you'll have like maybe restless leg syndrome, where you'll get those like almost like electrical energy kicks. That is the body releasing some of that stuff. So the more we open up that whole channel, the more that stuff has a place to go. So thank you for joining me. Thank you for giving yourself a little bit of love today and spending time with your body, getting to know your body and realizing it feels really good at the end of the day, and it feels like, we spend too much time kind of forcing our body to do things, maybe hating our body, and even this like 15 minutes, 20 minutes can really give back to the thing that we have on this planet. So thank you again. I love you. Love from Peru, and I will see you next time. Ciao.